What's up, everybody? Sorry, last minute. I was just gonna go live, but I really don't know how. So, yeah, it's been a lazy day for me today. I've slept a lot today. I guess I was wiped out. I crashed, so I sound a little rough. I sound like I just woke up, and it's because I did. Not long ago. I've been up for a couple hours, but, um, anyways, so I've been avoiding this like the plague because Because I'll show you why. Right here is why. Bing bong. Okay. I mean, just the headline, billionaire Romney donor uses threats to silence critics. Frank Vandersloot, Romney finance co-chair, suppresses scrutiny by threatening reporters and bloggers. Yeah, no thanks. Drive through, right? Right. So, this is why it's sucks. Okay. So, but it needs to be talked about. Um, I just have been trying to find the right way to do so. First off, there's going to be people who are like, if you talk about Nate Eaton, if you talk about anybody, that they favor, when you follow the money and then you report about it, people associate you with what you say, like just because I'm the sharer of the information doesn't mean that I endorse this or that I don't endorse it. It just means I have a way where I have to compartmentalize things, and it sucks. It tears you down the middle. But I have to fight for my family. That's what I believe life is. Life is about your family. I mean, if you don't fight for your family, who the hell will? Lauren. People like Lauren? No, thank you. No, thank you. So I want to know the source of the problem, the root of the problem. And I'm not saying it's billionaire Romney or billionaire Romney donor, Frank Vandersloot. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying follow the money. I did as you asked. And this is where it led me. So I don't have a fancy, report or anything to show you. Let me change the font though. I can do that. Well, let me make that way too big. What is it? Okay. So I'm glad you're here. We're just going to go through it. So it's going to kind of be just a lot of me reading. And I know that's a little boring, but we got to get through it. And I actually have a couple reports of, having to work this angle or whatever. And, I can pick one of probably about 5. So we're just going to go with this one today. Are y'all ready? Oh, and what I was doing, what took me so long and why I'm late is I wanted to, I was just going to play this as my entrance, but it didn't upload in time. So I'll play it now. And so I want to thank Dripping Trash Bag for it. I just did an overlay over it.
Cause you're under pressure, under pressure. Pressure. You're cooked. Pressure. Like your shitty ass book. The pressure is real. The pressure is real. The pressure is real. Pressure. You're under the pressure. Drowning in the pressure. You're now under pressure. Pressure. Pressure's got you by the tongue, and it's over now. You're under pressure. The pressure, pressure. Full force, no lecture. Cause we're here for pressure.
Did it hiccup on your side? Because it hiccuped on mine twice. Anyways, sorry about that. But right? That's so cute. I love it. So thank you, Dripping Trash Bag. I just said it as my outro. So, right? Anyways, all right, let's get into it. The architecture of accelerationalism, religious millenarianism. Oh my God, I can't say it. Millenarianism. Okay, let's just skip that word. Institutional capture and the inverted club of the Intermountain West. The socio-political landscape of the American Intermountain West has recently undergone a radical transformation, characterized by the emergence of a decentralized but ideologically unified network that critics and researchers identify, that'd be me, as an inverted club. This network is defined by a paradoxical operating procedure, the systematic creation of victims through exploitation, fraud, and in extreme cases, murder, under the guise of protecting the innocent and preparing for a divine or nationalistic rebirth. At the core of this movement lies the ideology of accelerationalism, a conviction that the existing institutional structures of the United States and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are irredeemably corrupt and must be dismantled or driven to collapse to usher in the second coming of Christ or a new world order. Okay, I said it. God, I wish I could dumb it down. And I say that. I just don't like all the big words, but so this report examines the intricate web connecting theological extremists like Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell to high-profile political figures and organizations such as Turning Point USA, Tim Ballard, Senator Mike Lee, and Representative Andy Biggs by synthesizing legal filings, investigative journalism, and internal institutional shifts. This analysis reveals how millenarium, I have a hard time with this word. I can read it, I just can't say it. Millenarian theology has been operationalized into a potent political force that reaches from the small town dynamics of Eastern Idaho to the highest levels of the White House and the LDS Church hierarchy. The theological foundation of the inverted club, Vallow, Daybell, and the 144. I'm about to put my cigarette out. The ideological genesis of the inverted club is rooted in a radicalized offshoot of LDS theology that gained traction within doomsday prepper circles in the late 2010s. The cases of Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell provide the primary blueprint for how accelerationalist belief can lead to lethal outcomes. Central to their worldview was the concept of the translated being and the gathering of the 144,000 mentioned in Revelation. So what I'm going to do, that just reminded me of, I just want to show a representation of 144. Hold on just one second. Okay, got it. Let me switch.
Dr. John Mathias. I'm a clinical and forensic psychologist.
Oh, come on.
All told, in the last 25 years, I've probably done between...
Oh, we're not playing this today.
500 and 600 evaluations. Chad's vision was that there will be an apocalypse. The people that are righteous survive, and that there were 144.
I just cleared my computer. So now I'm sitting here thinking of what I need to do quickly to, to lighten it up. I don't know. Let me see. Settings. Hold on. Let me clean up real quick so it'll stop doing this. It doesn't show that it's full, so I don't know why it's buffering like that. Let's try. Let's see if that worked. All right, let's scooch this back.
I'm Matthias. I'm a clinical and forensic psychologist. All told,
This pisses me off. Oh my God, come on. This is ridiculous. I'm closing some things just to try and help. Sorry. Just kind of hang with me for a second. Let's
You want to
see.
put a link in the back and let me see if I can open it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just I don't understand like what the freaking deal is. It's with YouTube for some weird reason. With me. I don't know. Here, I'll actually put it in the chat because everybody can go watch it too. But I'll put it back there as well. I wish they'd color code these things. Okay, it's back there. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Moments in Trading. Let me remove that. It's not my fault. Okay, good. No, well, I mean, I don't know how to fix it, because I would. That it disturbs me because I'm like, come on, I need it right now. Thank you.
Yep.
I don't think you hit play right. Yeah.
my name is Dr. John Matthias. I'm a clinical and forensic psychologist. All told, in the last 25 years, I've probably done between 500 and 600 evaluations. Chad's vision was that there will be an apocalypse. The people that are righteous survive, and that there were 144,000 chosen ones who would be saved, and that they would ride out the storm until the New Jerusalem was established and carry on the work of God into eternity.
Wants to offer a gift or a donation to JG entirely in their memory. This, by the way, from our hidden gems, everyone, and then to our hidden gems. Again, I just want to share this incredible community effort. These flowers. So 144 roses, by the way.
And that there were 144,000 chosen ones who would be saved.
From our hidden gems. And then a beautiful framed flowers as well. Everything on the stage was donated by Hidden True Crime Gems, as well as Annie Elise with 10 to Life YouTube channel.
I mean, right? That blows my mind. I was looking for my thing to get me back there. I don't know. It's like I'm not familiar still with these buttons back here, y'all. You'd think he'd come to me after 4 years of having this. All right. Thank you so much, Donna, for sharing that. Appreciate that. Now let me get back over here to my report. Yeah, I didn't have this, I didn't have anything like formal to put together. I've been trying, and I've been like, that's where I have been doing the most, what do you call it? Oh my God, it's something I do all the time and I hate it. Of not avoidance, but kind of. Anyways, I'll figure out the word later. So the doctrine of the translated beings and zombies. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay, it's showing. The doctrine of translated beings and zombies. Lori Vallow's radicalization was marked by her belief that she had transitioned beyond mortal constraints. In divorce documents filed prior to his death, Charles Vallow stated that Lori claimed to be a translated being, a god assigned by the divine to lead the 144,000 in preparation for Christ's return in July of 2020. This status purportedly granted her the ability to receive direct revelations and visions that superseded the authority of the established LDS church leadership. Oh, let me skip. Okay. This translated status necessitated a dualistic view of the world where individuals were categorized based on their spiritual vibration. Those who opposed the movement were labeled as zombies, individuals whose original spirits had been replaced by dark demonic entities. In this framework, the deaths of Tylee Ryan, Joshua J.J. Vallow, Tammy Daybell, and Charles Vallow were not viewed by the perpetrators as crimes, but as liberation of the physical body from dark spirits to allow the soul to move on. This is the quintessential inversion of the club. The act of murder is rebranded as a sacred duty of protection. Oh my God, that just reminded me of another video I have that kind of goes along with Tom Harrison's The Divine Law or whatever he talks about all the time, or that he talked about in his book for sure. Let me grab it. It's in my Google app, Google Photos. It'll come up quick. Well, I say that, and it's not. Hold on. Oh, well. God dang it. It's like I have so many things to show and share, and I don't even know how to link to it to even go find it. I just have it screen recorded. I'm just kind of looking through real quick. I need like some elevator music. Under pressure. I mean, it should be around here. It is Mike Lee talking about the divine law, basically the same law that Tom Harrison talks about in his book. And as long as we are, how does he say it? As long as we are not ripe in our iniquity, okay? He intertwines it with liberty and just, it's just weird in this context, in my opinion. And it just stands out as one of those things that, I mean, to me, it's just out, it's fringe, if you will. I'm not seeing it. I'm scrolling my ass off. I'm a determined individual. Okay. I'm about to let it go. Let it go. I'll lie. I'm still going. You know? Let's see. Guys, I see it all the damn time. Oh, another thing, y'all? About the 1,000 points of light. There's definitely something more to that. I had pulled up some things. Let's see. Let's see if it'll play. Play.
And during Bush's 41st, 1989,
Let's not give up. I'm about to restart my computer and just come back.
I'll talk to the people if you need to.
Do you mind? Okay, good.
No,
Because I think I am. I think that'd be my best bet.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. Y'all, today I was, you know how the algorithm throws you things. I saw another lady talking about that she was a gatherer and they're going to have a convention of gatherers, a gathering of the gatherers. And it's going to be March 6th. I think it's in Salt Lake City, and it's the same week as another convention about, like, it's called the Roots Tech or something like that, and it's where they do ancestry and family trees and stuff like that. So I thought that was very interesting, and I'm going to follow that lady and see what in the world. It was a little short video, but sure enough, she was like, we need a gathering of the gatherers. And it's like, oh my gosh, didn't we do this before, lady? I didn't comment on her thing at all. But anyways, I've been watching that, and also I've been watching if y'all haven't checked out Wordwise, that's a lady who is a writer. I think she's a teacher too, but what she does is she analyzes the writings that have to do with criminals and stuff. And since Lori and Chad were so into the book, Visions of Glory, she read the book, and it took her like 3 videos. So it's a little while that it takes her to tell about it, but it is well worth your time. It explains a lot of things. It will open up you to understand a little more. Not that we want to understand it in a way that we believe it, but it will help you to see what they were thinking about when they did some of this terrible stuff. It's funny how all these different stories start to, like, overlap one another. And it seems like there's lots of ex-Mormons and Mormons that are making videos about how I'm going to call them the Epiphiles. Anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about, Epi Stein. And he that there's so many things in those files that cross over and kind of relate to Latter-day Saints. Of course, it relates to everything else in the whole world too. I think it it was like Mr. The Epiphile man was like Forrest Gump. He got around to everywhere, to everybody. He was like evil Forrest Gump. Anyways, he wasn't the only one. And it's just like with Tolly and JJ. We want to know what about the rest of them. They're just wandering around out there among us. And truly, it is something to be fearful about. Everybody just needs to, watch who you associate with, keep your eyes open. If you see something, say something. And can't believe I would ever quote, but I'm trying to remember his name. But he said, keep your powder dry. And everybody should be very careful and use your critical thinking. Don't jump to any conclusions that you can't jump back from. don't tell your business to other people so they can hold it against you someday. That's another thing. I'm like giving y'all old lady advice while we're waiting on Crusher to come back. That is very important. And talk to your children. It's like in these stories, all these different religions, all these different crimes use some of the same ruse or plots or agendas or stories and how they commit these crimes. And they've done it enough that it needs to be, nobody should be able to sneak these stories on any of our young people, because we need to go on and inform them that if somebody gives you a line that God told them their wife's going to die and they're going to marry you or something, you need to probably go talk to the police. And so I hope Crusher really needs a new computer. I know people, a computer that you use all the time, they can get wore down pretty fast. And there's nothing harder than trying to put together a product or put together some work and your computer keeps spinning out on you or quits in the middle before you can save. It's terrible. New computers are a wonderful thing. I don't know what all we have to do to make that happen, but I know that, I don't know, let's see. Computers are more than dog ears, y'all. If a computer's 5 years old, it's like a dinosaur. It's a terrible thing. Especially if it's one that you use all the time. If it's one that's just been sitting, that might be one thing. I have got these people advised on every kind of thing in the world.
I've been talking in the chat. Thank you so much. It had to do an update. It's like approximately 7 minutes. I'm like, sure. Yeah, why not? Why not? So I got 7 minutes. Lord, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Right. And what she was saying, I agree with completely. You got to just teach our kids, right? So yeah, this is Senator Mike Lee. I say he shares Harrison's belief.
Is that it's my personal view, rooted in.
Oh, goddamn. Might just have to cut out story time. Because there's nothing better than just listening to somebody read. Oh, God. I'm just not understanding the problem. YouTube, do better, man. If it's you thing, fix it. Because it's not just me, I don't think. But, I don't have the healthiest computer in the world.
That it's my personal view, rooted in.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. All right, let me scooch down to where I was on the document. And we're going to read, kids. We're going to read. All right, I said all this. Okay. Okay, here's the chart. It says key theological constructs of the Vallow Daybell circle, the concept, and then over here it says operational definition within the inverted club. Translated, being is a mortal who has undergone a spiritual transformation, allowing them to bypass death and receive direct divine commands. 144,000, the prophesied elect who must be gathered and led by figures like Vallow and Daybell to usher in the millennium. I'm sorry. Oh, Donna, I forgot I uploaded Senator Mike Lee to my channel. I can grab that link and share it with you. And whenever you pull it up, then we can, if you don't mind, again, I'm always thinking of different ways, let me copy. All right. Let me go back to StreamYard and let me put it in the chat too. Chat, private chat. paste. So, okay, I will do that too. Thank you. Just let me know when you have it pulled up, and because I can't see you. So, okay, zombies, dark spirits, individuals whose souls are believed to have been replaced by demonic entities, justifying their removal from the physical plane. And then accelerationalism is the belief that the second coming can be hastened by actively creating the conditions of the apocalypse. It's the most craziest thing. The role of preparing a people and a vow. The institutional support for these ideas came from groups such as Another Voice of Warning, which is AVOW, and Preparing a People. These organizations, while claiming to be independent of the LDS Church, provided a platform for Chad Daybell to publish dozens of books focused on near-death experiences. You got it?
I got it.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you. Telling you that it's my personal view, rooted in the scriptures and rooted in my own faith, that America is indeed a special land. It was a land set aside for a free, prosperous people, a group of people who would be free from tyranny as long as they were not fully ripe in their iniquity. There are indeed.
There was. That was it. Fully ripe in their iniquity.
Free, prosperous people. Free, prosperous people, a group of people who would be free from tyranny as long as they were not fully ripe in their iniquity. There are indeed so many righteous people in this country, in our faith, outside of our faith. There are good people. Sometimes our government gets ahead of itself, and this is one of those times. This is one of those times where we need Donald Trump. Sure, he might not remind you of your bishop or your stake president, but I know him, and there is great good in him. And the good that he did as president of the United States will be replicated and indeed magnified in his second term. And as good as he is, Kamala Harris would be equally destructive of everything we hold dear in our constitutional republic. I humbly implore all within the sound of my voice to vote enthusiastically for Donald Trump and to find anyone in your circle of influence.
So yeah, there's that. Interesting, right? It struck me whenever I heard that, and it sounded very reminiscent of what Tom Harrison said, which of course I don't have pulled up, but I could. I just have no point, right? We're not going to play it. But thank you so much again, Donna. So the role of preparing people, I already said this. So these organizations, while claiming to be independent of the LDS Church, provided a platform for Chad Daybell to publish dozens of books focused on near-death experiences and apocalyptic events. These platforms allowed for the normalization of visions that bypassed traditional priesthood channels. Daybell claimed, for instance, that his visionary gift allowed him to foresee the death of his first wife, Tammy, and even the events of September 11th, 2001, a year in advance. And so, you know what? Are they visions, or are they part of a club is what I'm asking. Because it seems like in the Freemason world, in my opinion, it's secret. It's a secret society, and they sometimes get the down low. That's what it appears to be to me. And that's why they may have the inside scoop of, not of Tammy dying, but of course that's Chad preparing for the second coming, wink, wink, New World Order, I don't know. I'm not a member of these secret societies. I don't know what they do. I mean, I'm learning, and it's freaky. Okay. It's not good when you get to a certain level. I don't care who you are. We need people who are honest, and if they're affiliated with these kind of organizations, they need to say so. They need to be required to say so. Because once you get to the 31st, 32nd degree, I was going to say belt. That's dumb. When you get to that level, then you have to start sacrificing children and shit. Okay? That's the blackmail-y part. Anyways, I'm scared to even look what y'all are saying, but I mean, it's true. It's the good old boys club, and I don't want to be in it. I don't give a shit. I'm with George Carlin. Okay? We ain't in it. We don't want to be in it. The Crazy Pants Club. Yeah. I mean, they do some weird shit, but, so it's not just LDS. It's not just the religious aspect of anybody, who's acting weird and doing weird shit. It's also these other clubs that they tend to be in. You know what I actually found the other day? And I am like so surprised by this. I don't know why. I shouldn't be. I can pull that up because it's not a damn video. And it's the reference to the terrestrial church. You're gonna die. Well, don't die though. Let me see. Is that it? Okay, I'll show this as an example of why we're talking about it. So Mike Stroud, by the way, is Jason Mouse seminary teacher, was excommunicated from LDS Church. Mike Stroud teaches that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a celestial, which is earthly, church, and that when you get your calling and election made sure, it's a ceremony, okay, or whatever. It's like the call out is what I believe it is, okay. So when you get your calling and election made sure, which that verbiage is in the FOIA docs it's conversations between Zalema and Chad Daybell. Well, how do I know when I get my calling and election made sure? Oh, you'll know. You know what I mean? Like that. So it was talked about. It is in the case, and here it is again in the case. So, and that when you get your calling and election via his methods, Mike Stroud's methods, then you are entering a terrestrial heavenly church, which is called the Church of the Firstborn. Oh, it's not just Chad's idea? No, it's not. So that's the damage that I'm saying is being done or has been done by news reporters of this religion. And anyways, so that's the damage, and that's how it keeps it protected. This is not an actual church among these groups, but more a title and status symbol. I didn't write this. When you become part of the elite, you are then transcendent against death, which is something Lori told Charles multiple times, as documented in their divorce proceedings. Okay, so what I found was, where's it at? A long time ago, I was just kind of, I grabbed screenshots everywhere. Okay. These are snippets from like Google Books, the Google Book site. So this says Thomas Milton Tenney, Ancient and Modern Genealogies with Temple Church of Jesus Christ. I'm sure it says of Latter-day Saints, but it says snippet 1973. Snippet view, again, a constant reminder of the tremendous destruction of family and temple records that has occurred to the Jewish. After this, the terrestrial order will be placed in its position, and then the celestial, for these are they. These are they. Mitt Romney. Hold on. Andrew Jackson, 2012. The church is working, and this is the Mormon faith of Mitt Romney, what Latter-day Saints teach, and I guess that says believe. I don't know. The church is working to build temples all over the world to make temple blessings more available for a greater number of the Heavenly Father's children. Terrestrial kingdom. That would be the Church of the Firstborn. Right? Okay. The terrestrial kingdom is the middle degree or kingdom of glory. I'm going to say it. What's the name of Tom Harrison's book? Visions of Glory. The 3 levels of glory. And let's see what this one says. Wes Engel, Ursa Major, I don't know, Death in the Desert, 2018. Wes Engel says, this was the world headquarters for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, or LDS. They evidently did not want to mix business in the worldly with the spiritual, or as the LDS say, the terrestrial with the, I don't know. Okay. In the terrestrial room, Idaho Falls Temple. That's important. The first LDS temple in Idaho. 1985 snippet. In the terrestrial room. Okay. So when Lori says, meet me in the terrestrial church, what is she saying? Is she saying, meet me in the freaking temple of Idaho Falls in the terrestrial room? Which symbolizes a certain degree of glory in the belief of the LDS Church. The atmosphere is one of peace. He's safe and happy. Remember that. And hope. There are no murals on the walls here. Pale rose velvet drapes falling in graceful folds. Oh, god dang. Move. Members of the Christendom's churches and other religious people who sought to please God but who never joined the LDS Church will be raised to life in the terrestrial kingdom. And faithful, obedient Mormons will reach the highest degree of glory, is what it's going to say. Mormon Faith in America, Maxine Hanks, Jean Kinney Williams, 2015. Authority in the LDS Church. It consists of 12 men, all previously ordained into the Melchizedek priesthood, are admitted terrestrial, one of the 3 levels of the heavenly afterlife. Theology, a system of religious thinking, blah, blah, blah. Isn't that funny how Bonneville Communications, Bonneville International, which is owned by the church, key distribution channels, one of them is called terrestrial radio TV. Ain't that something? They know what we don't know. Okay? That's why they do what they do. They make the calls that they make because they are dealing with something that we aren't even aware of. They are trying to, I believe, this is how I think it is. I think they're trying to, they've infiltrated already. Okay? And the ones who infiltrated are part of this inverted thinking. And they've just worked their tails off to get into these positions where it gets a little frightening, in my opinion. It gets a little, I'm like, oh shit, and then people, like, even my mom was like, well, what's the New World Order? And I'm like, oh God, how do I explain that? And I mean, it's just bullshit, I mean, it really is, but it's also prophesied. So it's like, what did they write the Bible too? I just want to know. I want to know. And because they sure have weaponized it, and as well as like with our Constitution, in my opinion. Hold on, I'm looking for something real quick. Thanks for being patient. Let me start a new chat here. I'm getting it to tell me what the New World Order was. Let me just ask it so I don't have to sit here and type forever. Oh, shit. Explain the New World Order. Okay, we're going to jump here. The New World Order is a term that has shifted in meaning over the last century, moving from a phrase used by diplomats to describe international cooperation to one of the most well-known umbrellas for global conspiracy theories, right? I'm living in a conspiracy theory, not because I believe it, but it's because they do, okay? And I investigate them, and that's why this is this. To understand it, it helps to look at the two very different ways the term is used. The geopolitical definition in political science and history, a new world order refers to a major shift in the global balance of power, usually following a massive conflict or era-defining event. Post-World War I, Woodrow Wilson used similar concepts to describe a world governed by the League of Nations rather than secret treaties. Excuse me. Post-World War II, this saw the creation of the United Nations. Tim's part of that. The World Bank and the IMF to prevent another world war through economic and diplomatic interdependency. The end of the Cold War. The term was most famously popularized by President George H.W. Bush in a 1990 speech. He used it to describe a world where the U.S. and the Soviet Union no longer faced off, and the UN could fulfill its original promise of collective security. Hold on. There's a better way to do this. I'm I'm gonna hit listen.
The New World Order, NWO, is a term that has shifted in meaning over the last century, moving from a phrase used by diplomats to describe international cooperation to one of the most well-known umbrellas for global conspiracy theories. To understand it, it helps to look at the two very different ways the term is used. 1. The geopolitical definition. In political science and history, a New World Order refers to a major shift in the global balance of power, usually following a massive conflict or era-defining event. Post-World War I, Woodrow Wilson used similar concepts to describe a world governed by the League of Nations rather than secret treaties. Post-World War II, this saw the creation of the United Nations, the World Bank, and the IMF to prevent another world war through economic and diplomatic interdependency. The end of the Cold War. The term was most famously popularized by President George H.W. Bush in a 1990 speech. He used it to describe a world where the US and the Soviet Union no longer faced off, and the UN could fulfill its original promise of collective security. 2. The conspiracy theory definition. In popular culture and alt-media circles, the New World Order is a theory alleging that a secretive, billionaire power elite is conspiring to eventually rule the world through an authoritarian one-world government. Common themes within this theory include the end of sovereignty, the belief that individual nations will be abolished in favor of a single global currency and army. The Great Reset, a more recent iteration focusing on the World Economic Forum, WEF, suggesting that global elites are using crises, like pandemics or climate change, to dismantle private property and capitalism. Secret societies. Many theories link the NWO to historical or mythical groups like the Illuminati, the Freemasons, or the Bilderberg Group. Surveillance. The idea that a centralized government would use technology, mass surveillance, digital IDs, or microchips, to exert total control over the population.
Opera Labs.
The intersection of both. The reason the NWO theory remains so persistent is that it often takes real-world events, like the expansion of the European Union, the influence of the World Economic Forum, or the globalization of trade, and interprets them through the lens of a grand design or a sinister plot. While historians see these events as messy, often accidental outcomes of international politics, NWO theorists see them as calculated steps toward a singular goal. Would you like me to look into how specific organizations, like the UN or...
Yeah, so with that, I just want to show you this is from a lawsuit, actually an investigation into Tim Ballard, and this Fox 13 investigation documents is where it came from. So Sherston Stockwell was, she used to work for Tim Ballard, Operation Underground Railroad. And, hold on, let me do this. Yeah. And so she talked to the investigators, and this is what she said. She said, quote, "I do want to talk about aftercare for a second because Jessica Mass, she's a liar, she's a fraud, she's a joke. Share." Sherston could not understand why a company as large as OUR had Jessica Mass in the position that she was in. Sherston said that in March of 2017, she believed that was the year, OUR was invited to the United Nations as a guest of United Families. As their guests, they would be allowed to speak or be on panel and offer expert advice at the UN. So Tim Ballard, Matt Osborne, John Lyons, Jessica Mass, Kelly Cooten were some of them that went to the UN. Jessica was going to be speaking, so she was required to provide her identification, credentials, and certifications. Sherston said Jessica kept avoiding providing her credentials. Oh. Jessica has traveled all over the world where she will speak and be on panels for various groups and tells them that she is an expert and an international therapist. Do you see what they do here? When Jessica was checked out, it was found that Jessica does not have any credentials and is not a licensed therapist. Jessica only had an undergraduate degree in biblical studies. Oh, that sounds like John, huh? Theology. And studies because she wants to become a minister. However, Jessica is the one in charge of aftercare and the person to vet aftercare homes all over the world. Sherston said Jessica tells everyone all over the world that she is literally the expert in aftercare. which they didn't even deal with. So just there's that. Sherston said that Tim tells everyone, and they throw these expert titles around, and nobody verifies them. Oh my God, right? We're dealing with this too. Sherston said that when her and a few others found out that Jessica did not have the qualifications that she was claiming, they went and told John Lyons and Jerry Gowan. She said that leadership of OUR didn't care and kept promoting Jessica. Sherston said that Jessica's end game was that she wanted to be a model, an actress, a celebrity, and be in movies. So you want to be a minister, but you're an expert in aftercare, or you're an international not therapist, and you also want to be an actress, a celebrity, and in movies? Damn, ambitions, huh? This is probably what she is. She's probably a model, an actress, and a celebrity. And she's just a crisis actor. I swear, these people. My Lord. They are something else, man. Anyways, what y'all think of that? Tyranny will happen. I agree. Okay. Back to the doc. Oh, I didn't finish showing y'all the I'm sorry. The terrestrial church thing, which I'm looking for it, Let's see what this is. Doctrinal concerns with Mike Stroud. What is this? Highly favored of the Lord. Maybe I need to spell it different. Terrestrial order. Terrestrial order, if you ask me, just by looking at it and knowing what I've read about the United Order by Joseph Smith. And order. Get it? New World. That's just the gist I'm catching. Oh, here we go. This is from what's her face? Jody Stoddard. This is a slide from one of her presentations. She was hitting it hard around the time of 2020, 2019, around the time Chad and Lori united. Revelation 12, 3 groups of people, she says. First speaks of the woman, which we know from modern revelation is the church, gives birth to a man-child. DLDS.org says, in the kingdom of God on the earth. That kingdom is the millennial kingdom, the New Jerusalem, the 144,000 translated terrestrial beings, everything having to do with this next phase we are moving into. She sounds like she's in the know. The woman church, or portion of, is then given wings. Wings can refer to becoming translated beings. So if y'all see anybody talking about damn wings, okay, where she is removed from harm for 3.5 years, likely the worst of the tribulations. Think 5 wise virgins, she says. Translated terrestrial beings are beyond the grasp of Satan. Satan can't get to them, so Lori thinks she's not deceived, right? He then, in verse 17, gets angry and goes after remnant of her seed, or those who were not prepared, like her kids and their victims. Think 5 wise virgins. This woman gives me the damn creeps. This is also from their crap. Somebody else wrote this up. That men need to use their priesthood more fully so they can open portals for travel and command the elements. He teaches a deliverance doctrine. This is talking about Mike Stroud. That all sickness, physical or mental issue is because you are possessed. So to heal, he was teaching men to give what he called quorum blessings, which is a group of 4 men, okay, not women, 4 men, who are fully using their priesthood and quote unquote aware. That means they're in the know. And to cast the demons out and then pronounce healing upon people. Stroud is also a huge believer in the book Visions of Glory. Stroud started a podcast where he taught his interpretation of the Book of Mormon from the stance of his Snuffer and Spencer belief. Spencer being Tom Harrison is what that means. He also teaches that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a celestial church, and this is it. And that when you get your calling election via his methods, we already read that part, then you are entering a terrestrial church, which is called the Church of the Firstborn. It's not an actual church among these groups, but more a title and status symbol. Oh my God, if you look at Stroud's teachings, they are very much in line with the things we know Lori Vallow believed. We now know Lori Vallow believed it. There are many other people in these circles we could talk about, but this just gives you an idea about the many heads within the circle. And they call it a Hydra cult is what they're calling it. During all of this, a group called Preparing a People came about. There were already conferences going on. Yeah, they weren't preparing a people before. They were something else. And then they just rebrand and rebrand and rebrand. That's the Mike and Nancy James, okay? There were already conferences going on, and Tom Harrison was one of the freaking speakers. So was Avraham Gileadi. So was David Warwick. There were already conferences going on among the LDS prepper crowd. One was put on by the Firm Foundation, which is headed by a man named Rod Meldrum. Keep your powder dry, Rod Meldrum. Another wannabe church scholar who has what is known as the Heartland Theory, which I actually thought was interesting, they said. What's a son of perdition? In the church, I'm not going to say all that. A son of perdition is a person who will not take part in the glory of God in the afterlife. This is in contrast to the vast majority of people who will receive a kingdom of glory, which is celestial, terrestrial, or celestial, after the final judgment, and enter into one of the 3 degrees of glory after the resurrection: celestial, terrestrial, or telestial kingdoms. I think we'll have a choice of which kingdom how much we're going to conform. This is Jody Stoddard right here. Jody Flesher Stoddard. Agree with your comments, Nathan, but as we seek messengers, and see, they always are a dead giveaway. They always put them in quotation marks. Follow what they put into quotation marks, because it means it's not we're seeking messengers like godly ones. No, these are actual people to teach us further light and knowledge. Further light and knowledge is used by Jason Mao over and over and over again. Lori used it when she said she was looking for further light and knowledge, when she was introduced to Jason Mao in the Temple by Nicole Earle. And then Jason Mao introduced Lori to who we know now as Melanie Gibb. Melanie Gibb is higher up than any of these people. So to teach us further light and knowledge. So we're going to look for these messengers, these quote unquote wink wink messengers, to teach us further light and knowledge. They are often sent from the Church of the Firstborn, City of Enoch, to come down and minister to us. So what levels are these people in? Okay. People living life now. These are like their group names or something. You know what I mean? To come down and minister to us, sometimes even in our sleep, oh Lord. So in that way, we can commune with translated terrestrial beings from the Church of the Firstborn. And while they go hand in hand with the Church of the Firstborn, I still think the Second Comforter ceremony, in my opinion, is a direct reference to speaking with the Savior face to face. They don't really mean the real Savior, okay? Here is what the church has to say about it. So yeah, this was an LDS energy healing emotion code. People are crazy. Sorry, I'm just seeing where we're at. What are the laws of the terrestrial kingdom? My understanding of terrestrial law is the very basic commandments of God. Honor your father and mother. Okay. So the members of the church, it's crazy. It's a whole different freaking ecosystem, I swear, that I found myself in when I was trying to figure out what all this stuff meant. And I actually saw people in these blogs, these groups, where they were planning out even their afterlife. That's what it looked like to me. But are they planning the afterlife, or are they part of something secretive? Okay. I'm just asking. This is a rendering of New Grand Hall. That's an interesting name. New Grand Hall at the Salt Lake Temple. So there you go. Inside the temple. Oh, wait, what was that? 2 ceiling rooms, celestial rooms, spiral staircases, which are evil. I'm just saying. Or they don't. Just go look at the symbolism. in the tower, the 5th floor assembly room, the celestial room, and most of the terrestrial room, quote unquote. Okay. The original 12 cast iron oxen from the baptistry are being restored and will be used in one. Okay, whatever. And yeah. Then you got this broad transitioning to the Church of the Firstborn. We don't know anything though. Oh, I don't know what Chad. They're deceived. Chad and Lori. Oh yeah, no, we don't teach that. Mm-hmm. Bullshit, man. And I think that's the part that pisses me off the most. I don't know where it is that I saw it. This is from Visions of Glory. It says, this is Tom Harrison talking. When you go to the temple, those ordinances are not celestial. They are terrestrial and celestial. Every time you go in the temple, first it bathes our feet like Ezekiel saw. Then it goes on to our ankles. Then it goes up to our waist. Then it goes up to our chest. I don't know if these are like signs, like tokens, whatever, on the down low. I think he's talking Freemason talk and temple talk. It's like both. I think, in my opinion, the temple is a secret society, all of its own, whatever. Up to our chest, and pretty soon it goes all the way over our head, and it transforms us. Oh, so for in it has the capacity to bring the church and all of its people, all of the church of the firstborn, all of the church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that which was given to the Father, to its appropriate terrestrial and celestial state, and then the millennium will take place. Opposite structures and what we sow. So John Pontius says, on this transition that takes place into the millennial state, New World Order, one of the things that it has to do is that it has to destroy everything that remains of the celestial of the world, is what he's saying. In other words, by the time, correct me if I am wrong, but by that time we were ready for the millennium, and ready for Jesus Christ to return. That those things that are celestial can't be here. That those things that are celestial can't be here. Like Tylee and JJ and Charles and Tammy. So what you're saying, when we must stay with the earth, what you are meaning that we need to remain in the gospel program. We have to remain in the pattern and the gospel process of the atonement so that we can become changed in synchronization with the earth as it's going to feel its process. Anyways, whatever. I know it's freaking batshit crazy. All right, we already saw that. All right, I'm gonna go back to the document because I don't know where the terrestrial. But anyways, basically, what I was trying to find, and I'm not good with putting things into words, but there is in the Google Books section that like these things I was showing you. It's in there in the terrestrial church. It's a Freemason term. Okay. So that's what I've come to find. So back to the role of preparing people in AVAL. I'm not going to read the first sentence again, but we'll go on to, they provided Chad a platform to publish, and he published dozens of books focused on near-death experiences and apocalyptic events. These platforms allowed, wait, was I down here? No. They allowed for the normalization of visions that bypassed traditional priesthood channels. Daybell claimed, for instance, that his visionary gift allowed him to foresee the death of his first wife, Tammy, and even the events of September 11, 2001, a year in advance. This created a culture of prophetic competition where leaders like Daybell and Vallow sought to outdo established church authorities in their spiritual authority. And I don't think that's quite accurate. Okay. I think they're just part of a club. I don't know. Sorry, my throat. And it also made me think about, the September 11th, 2001. Glenn Beck created this whole, it's called the 9/12 movement, which Jason Mao is a part of. He spoke at the event and everything. it's very militant, like militaristic or whatever, and it goes in with this whole TPUSA line of thinking, warrior. I'm gonna look it up real quick. 9/12. 9/12. And what's the day after September 11th? September 12th? Yep. You're correct. So this was no apologies from Jason Mao at 9/12's meeting, Arizona meeting. Okay. And for years I saw that and I was just like, I don't even know what the fuck that means. You know, I don't even know what that means. Okay. But digging into it more, the 9/12 project, alternatively 9/12, it's the same thing. 9/12 project was a group created by American television and radio personality Glenn Beck. It was launched on March 13, 2009. Episode of Glenn Beck, the oh my god, eponymous talk show on Fox News Channel. A website was launched to promote the group, and several local 9/12 groups formed soon after in cities throughout the United States. This sounds like what TPUSA or what happened to TPUSA the day after Charlie Kirk was allegedly shot. Do you see what okay, so basically what they're saying or what I'm saying is after September 11th happened, there was a big movement of people using their emotions and fear, all those things, who went and signed up to the military. It was like a huge recruiting thing that happened. Okay. And it's the same thing that happened in September 10th and then what, September 11th, the day, you know what I mean? Like the time after Charlie Kirk was allegedly killed. There's this movement. People are signing on to TPUSA, endorsing it. I don't know if I'm even making sense because I didn't go to school for this shit. Obviously. Oh, you know what? I pulled this up. Huh. It's conversations between Chad, Lori, family, 2 Cajuns and a mower. There you go. Oh yeah, so the no apologies. This is a screenshot of where I got it from, and I'm not gonna play it because it won't play, right? Jason Mel is an Arizona family man, a policeman, ex-military, and a patriot who is dismayed by our politicians apologizing for America. It's the title of his speech is No Apologies. It's a right-wing type thing that Glenn Beck made. And also know that here we go. The term 9/12 movement most commonly refers to the conservative activist group, the 9/12 Project, founded by Glenn Beck to advocate for what he called 9 principles and 12 values. It can also refer to a specific anti-Hamilton watch movement. The Hamilton, great, I don't know. That was ChatGPT that did that. And I'm like, I don't know if it has anything to do with that. This is what I found. I'm glad I found this again because this is what I've been trying to tell y'all. So this is under Glenn Beck's his official Facebook account. Okay, September 22nd, and it's the author Glenn Beck. Okay, Glenn Beck resurrects the 9/12 Project to support Charlie Kirk's family. See the full story here. There's the link. And here's the thing. Glenn Beck resurrects the 9/12 Project to support Charlie Kirk's family. GlennBeck.com. Okay. I can only imagine the monumental cost. I mean, don't have such monumental freaking theatrics, man. That was a movement. And this is Charlie Kirk to Glenn Beck. I am 17, high school student. Listen to you every day. I speak for local tea parties about debt and deficit. Fight liberal bias. That was Charlie to, he at Glenn Beck. Sorry, it's just this little thing I have. Yeah, it doesn't have sound, so come on. I hate my computer. I give up. Let me because I copied it and I want to paste it so I can have it for future reference. So just give me a second. Let me transfer it over real quick. Paste. I'm glad I found that. Been looking for it. Okay, where are we at here? I was playing. Maybe. Okay. Urch. I need a picture of that too. Copy. Paste. And then we'll move on. Okay. I got it in there and go. So yeah, give, send, go, right? And why would Glenn Beck say he resurrected his own project? Why? It's huge. It's global. Okay, in my opinion. Oh, look, it's going. Let me not jinx it. Oh. Glenn Beck calls upon his dedicated audience to unite once more as they did during historic 9/12 project, which was created the day after 9/11. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me stop it. I need to stop it now. Glenn Beck calls upon dedicated audience to unite once more as they did during the historic 9/12 project, which rallied millions to restore faith, hope, and charity in challenging times. This campaign supports the family of Charlie Kirk, who, even at the young age, emerged from Glenn Beck's audience to become one of the most effective and influential voices for freedom in our time. This 9/12 Project fundraiser is dedicated to ensuring the future well-being of Charlie Kirk's wife and children. Contributions will provide direct support for their needs. Should the family find the funds unnecessary, Charlie's wife may direct them at her discretion, potentially to Turning Point USA's mission. This effort is a powerful way to express gratitude for Charlie's unwavering commitment, echoing the unity of the 9/12 Project. Every donation reflects the strength of this community and its resolve to stand together. Join Glenn Beck in supporting this cause. Donate today to honor Charlie Kirk and his family. I call bullshit. It's opportunistic, in my opinion. I hate this fucking thing. You know that scene where they're like destroying their computer? I think it's like Office. I don't know. I forget the name of the movie. That's me after this show ends. Anyways, it's just showing people with their donations. So, yeah. Oh. Okay. I'm just putting myself through torture. And here's his whole speech. It's 9 minutes and 46 seconds long. I need to upload that, actually. Like, this is also Winter Haven chapter of nonpartisan 9/12 group formed. The Winter Haven chapter of the 9/12 Project, a nonpartisan group inspired by Glenn Beck, was formed to address concerns about the U.S. economy, healthcare, immigration, and education. The group, which meets weekly, aims to educate members about the Constitution and encourage political engagement. They are also involved in the Abigail Adams Project, providing voter information without party affiliation. Sounds scandalous. Quote, I was sitting around talking with some friends and we were saying how bad things were getting in this country right now, said Ron, I don't know, a physical therapist who lives in Winter Haven, Plouf, and several friends decided to check out the Lakeland 9/12 Project group. Oh, Guthrie. Somebody named Guthrie. Quote, I hope to help them make the right choices when they go to the polls and vote to preserve this great state and great nation, Guthrie said. Quote, maybe, just maybe, we can reverse the present trend our nation has taken toward socialism, whose failure all over Europe should make us wary, unquote. Information about the Winter Haven 912 Project group can be found online here. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. This is one more. Winter Haven. What began several months ago in Winter Haven as a discussion between friends about issues facing the United States, a floundering economy, the healthcare crisis, illegal immigration, and the status of education grew into another local chapter of the 912 Project, which was initiated by conservative political commentator Glenn Beck. And I read that sitting around with friends. He was leery at first, but I wanted to make sure they weren't a radical group. Sounds sus as it is right there. Quote, they were extremely involved in politics. They weren't radical. They seemed like everyday people, unquote. So that's his opinion. When folks in Lakeland mentioned starting a new group in Winter Haven, Plouffe and Winter Haven resident Steve O'Neill began organizing it. Well, great. All right. So Jason Mal has been part of that for a very long time. It's been there since, well, this was 12 years ago when I recorded it. So this has been about 17 years now. So there's that little tidbit of info. In her hair color pretty. Okay. All right. I'm back. Sorry, I hit a window on accident and it started playing. I need to close it out. All right. Okay. So again, Chad knew about his wife dying and the events of the September 11, 2001 a year in advance. This created a culture of prophetic competition where leaders like Daybell and Vallow sought to outdo established church authorities in their spiritual authority. Jason Mal and the militant scripturalism, bridging theology and politics. A critical link between the Vallow-Daybell theological extreme and the broader political movement is Jason Mal, a former police officer and author whose influence spans the Preparing a People network and high-level Republican circles. Mal's work, particularly his book, The War Chapters, utilizes the military narratives within the Book of Mormon. And that's so important. I gotta make this bigger, man. Okay. I'm blind. To provide a scriptural justification for modern paramilitary readiness in political combat, the war chapters, and political infiltration. The query identifies a direct link between Jason Mal, Bishop Gabe Bonilla, who my Uncle Charles went to, right, and Representative Andy Biggs. This connection is illustrative of how the war chapter's ideology, which frames political opposition as an existential battle between Nephites and Lamanites, has moved into the legislative branch. Mao and Bonilla have reportedly been instrumental in introducing these concepts to Biggs, who has become a prominent voice within the Freedom Caucus and a frequent speaker at TPUSA events. That's important. The war chapters ideology functions as an accelerationalist tool by convincing followers that the end of days, is a period of literal warfare where constitutional defense is synonymous with divine mandate. That's huge, especially thinking about what Mike Lee said, and Tom Harrison. This blurring of lines between civic duty and religious crusade is a hallmark of the figures identified in my query, including Mike Lee and Glenn Beck, Tim Ballard, and the corruption of the rescue mission, the inversion of protection. So do y'all have any questions? I don't know if I really have the answers, but do y'all have any for, that recent bit? Or up to now? I'm just checking in, touching base. Oh, I had a stretch. Well, all right. Tim Ballard. Okay, I said that. Tim Ballard, founder of Operation Underground Railroad, and the subject of the film Sound of Freedom, represents a major node in the inverted club's protection narrative. While Ballard positioned himself as a global leader in the fight against child trafficking, a series of lawsuits and internal investigations in 2023 through 25 have alleged a pattern of exploitation that mirrors the crimes he claimed to combat. The couple's ruse and sexual exploitation. I hate the way it formats things. It sucks. The most damning allegations against Ballard involved the couple's ruse, a tactic, he claims, where female employees were required to pose as Ballard's wife or girlfriend during overseas sting operations. Lawsuits filed in late 2024 and 2025 alleged that Ballard used this ruse as a tool for sexual grooming, harassment, and spiritual manipulation. Plaintiffs claim they were coerced into sharing beds, showering together, and engaging in sexual acts under the guise of building the sexual chemistry, because, okay, people who transport children and women illegally, they smell the pheromones. So they got to be real pheromones. Necessary to deceive traffickers. This is a structural inversion. The mission of rescue becomes the mechanism for trafficking. Within the organization itself, Ballard allegedly targeted women for sex, labor, and other services. I didn't know. Hold on. In violation of the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Furthermore, the spiritual component of this manipulation, invoking God's name to justify sexual contact, aligns Ballard with the translated being logic used by Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. I don't know why that's not in there. I put all the things in there and then it comes up with this so it can talk and I can't. I don't know how to put things like this together, right? It helps me do that. So, this goes on to say fraud, misconduct, and the deep church. You know how Tim says the deep state, deep church, same thing. Defense. In 2023, Ballard was removed from OUR after an independent law firm concluded he engaged. This is very important. This is so very important, I think. I mean, because he claims he did nothing wrong. He will go after, he's gone after the people who have accused him of these things. But then his own OUR hired an independent law firm, and they concluded that he engaged in unprofessional behavior that violated OUR's policy and values. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it, In late 2025 and early 2026, the situation escalated further as Ballard began accusing his former organization of communications fraud, right? And misusing donor funds while also alleging a deep church conspiracy. Ballard claimed that unauthorized entities within the LDS Church conspired with federal agencies to sabotage his career and prospective Senate bid. This deep church theory, Chad talks about this too, I think, in his prison letters, is a classic accelerationalist trope. It suggests that even the highest levels of the church are compromised, justifying the creation of an independent, true remnant led by figures like Ballard or Tom Harrison. You can say, with that prayer behind him. I mean, with the priesthood blessings that he gave to Tim Ballard, him and Ken Krogh. So here's a chart. Operation Underground Railroad investigated and removed Ballard for policy violations and misconduct. The LDS Church publicly denounced Ballard's conduct as morally unacceptable. Just know that there are quite a few sources that have revealed that Gordon Bowen is the one who released this on official church email to Vice News. Salt Lake County DA, they declined criminal charges in November 2025 due to insufficient admissible evidence. Federal court, ongoing suit alleging violations of the TVPA. Tim Ballard defense alleged he's alleging the deep church conspiracy and fraud by OUR to redirect donors that he was part of, right? So financial I don't know, is it hegemony and information control, Frank Vandersloot and East Idaho News. The ability of the inverted club to operate is sustained by massive financial backing and the control of information channels in the Intermountain West. This touches my family's case directly, y'all. Frank Vandersloot, the billionaire founder of Melaleuca and a major Republican financier, is a central figure in this structural support system. The Boy Scouts of America scandal and the Post Register, it's a newspaper or whatever in Idaho Falls, conflict. So a defining moment in Vandersloot's use of media for institutional protection occurred in 2005, when the Post Register published a series titled Scouts Honor. The investigation, led by reporter Peter Zuckerman and editor Dean Miller, exposed how the local Boy Scout Council and LDS bishops had shielded Brad Stoll, a pedophile who had molested dozens of scouts. Vandersloot responded not by supporting the victims, but by launching a sustained attack on the newspaper. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, no. He likes to attack. Billionaire Romney donor uses threats to silence critics. That kind of shit. Okay. Vandersloot responded by launching the attack on the newspaper. He purchased full-page ads labeled the community page to out Zuckerman as gay, and claimed that the investigation was a vendetta against the Boy Scouts and the LDS Church. This sounds like Lauren and them saying we're just jealous. Oh, you're just gay, and so you have a vendetta against the Boy Scouts and the church. Bullshit, man. This tactic successfully pivoted the public conversation from child abuse to religious bashing and media bias. Successfully. That's fucked up. The birth of East Idaho News and media consolidation. Following his battles with the Post Register, Vandersloot expanded his media footprint through Riverbend Communications, eventually leading to the creation of East Idaho News. And just know that Riverbend Communications was purchased by Vandersloot. Like, he named it that one. That's the company name that he bought, like 5 or so media stations from Bonneville International Communications. So Frank Vandersloot went to the church because they own they own Bonneville, and that's a business partnership, if you ask me. That's like a money exchanged hands, lots of money. And that's his church, whatever. So that to me is just huge, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Following his battles with the Post Register, Vandersloot expanded his media footprint through Riverbend Communications, eventually leading to the creation of East Idaho News. This outlet has become the dominant source of information in the region, particularly regarding the Vallow Daybell cases. While the outlet provides extensive coverage, its ownership by Vandersloot, who has a documented history of using his platform to punish journalists and protect institutions, that's a biggie, creates a conflict of interest and reinforces the inverted club's narrative dominance, in my opinion. Vandersloot's financial reach extends into national politics, where he has been a major donor for Mitt Romney and the guardian of, oh my gosh, hold on. Where he has been a major donor for Mitt Romney and established the Guardian of True Liberty Fund to sue liberal press outlets like Mother Jones. His support for the institutional status quo, while simultaneously funding aggressive efforts to silence dissent, provides the financial shield under which accelerationalists can operate. Turning Point USA and the Post Erica Kirk. The December 2025 Nexus. The assassination of Charlie Kirk in September 2025 at UVU, Utah Valley University, served as an accelerationalist catalyst, transforming Turning Point USA from a political advocacy group into a movement centered on, right, martyrdom and faith revival. Under the leadership of Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, the organization has fully embraced the Make Heaven Crowded mission, which explicitly links MAGA politics with millenarian, Christianity. Millenarian. It's not an easy word. The December 2025 America Fest speakers. The America Fest conference held in Phoenix in December 2025 serves as the most recent data point for the convergence of the figures identified in my query. The speakers lineup represented a who's who of the Inverted Club's political and media wing. So it has America AmFest 2025 key speakers and their roles in the narrative. So we have speaker Erica Kirk. I was about to say America Kirk. Contextual significance. TPUSA CEO, including the Make Heaven Crowded 2026 tour, endorsed J.D. Vance. Mike Lee, he spoke there. Senator and accelerationalist ally, uses constitutionalism to drive state deconstruction. Andy Biggs, he was named by Sasha Riley, right? Allegedly. Representative linked to Jason Mao and the war chapters, combat theology. Steve Bannon, he's in the fucking Epstein files. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Operationalizing the war room strategy to dismantle the deep state. Glenn Beck, media figure whose restoring honor and divine destiny themes mirror Ballard's. Ben Shapiro, movement figure who criticized grifters within the circle, highlighting internal fractures. Oh, yeah. Okay, move this away. I can't stand how close they put it. The Make Heaven Crowded tour and Christian nationalism. The transition of TPUSA toward an overtly religious mandate, exemplified by Erica Kirk's Make Heaven Crowded tour, aligns with my observation that these figures are trying to usher in the second coming. By framing the 2026 election cycle as a spiritual battle for the soul of the nation, TPUSA provides the institutional infrastructure for accelerationalism. This movement utilizes the martyrdom of Charlie Kirk to justify state-level reprisals against critics such as Secretary of State Mark Rubio's plan to deport non-citizens who mocked Kirk's death. I mean, this is who, what's her face, Sarah. She also campaigned for him, Mark Rubio. Just Sarah Nelson, the one that threw the kids memorial. And that's Lauren's. She was Lauren's roomie in Boise, Idaho. Oh man, accelerationalism, the shared ideology of the inverted club. The term accelerationalism describes the unifying thread between these disparate actors. In the context of the Intermountain West, it's a belief that the current world order, including the federal government and the institutional LDS Church, must be pushed towards a breaking point to facilitate the return of Christ and the reign of the 144,000. The mechanism of manufacture. The inverted club does not merely wait for the end times, it actively manufactures the conditions for them. I mean, that's a biggie. Theological crisis. Figures like Vallow and Daybell create zombies to justify murder as a spiritual act. Number 2, institutional scandals. Figures like Ballard use rescue missions to engage in the very exploitation they claim to fight, while simultaneously attacking the church for compromising with the state. We have political instability. Figures like Bannon and Biggs utilize the war chapters and war room rhetoric to frame standard political processes as existential combat. Financial suppression. Figures like Vandersloot use their fortunes to silence whistleblowers like Adam Steed and investigative journalists, ensuring that the inversion remains hidden from the general public. So the impact of the LDS Church in the state, the inverted club operates as a deep church or deep state of its own. It uses the symbols and authority of the LDS Church, such as the 144,000 translated beings in the war chapters, to undermine the actual hierarchy of the church. This, and this causes like a misunderstanding, like a misinformation of its own, where people are like, well, the church doesn't endorse that, but they endorse these people and keep these people as members who do. Yeah, so when they don't represent the church, they do. It's just not a formality. And I just think that's bullshit. It's double speak, if you ask me. And that is another reason why I believe the church has not made a strong stance against Tom Harrison and his book Visions of Glory, or Chad. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, it's fucking frustrating. They do it, it seems to be when it's convenient for them or when it serves them. Okay. To undermine the actual hierarchy of the church. This is evidenced by Tim Ballard's public feud with the church and Lori Vallow's claim that her revelations superseded the prophets. I don't believe that. Similarly, the movement uses the tools of the Republican Party, TPUSA, Senate, and House seats to advocate for the dismantling of the very state they represent. Synthesis, the cohesive narrative of the inverted club. We're getting to the end. Yay. Thank you for being so patient. This is it's boring to some people. It's not to me, but the evidence presented in the research material confirms a cohesive, if decentralized narrative. The network identified by me is not a conspiracy in the traditional sense, but a convergence of interest driven by accelerationalist ideology. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell provided the extreme theological proof of concept for the movement, demonstrating that if an individual believes they are a translated being, all laws, including those against murder, become obsolete. They really thought that, y'all. That's apparent to me. Jason Mao and Andy Biggs have taken the militant scripturalism of that same circle and introduced it into the halls of Congress. And that's not the only ones. We have also Sean Reyes. We have the other guy, Burgess Owens. There's many more people in this movement. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell provide the extreme theological proof of concept for the movement, demonstrating that if an individual believes they are translated being, all laws, including those against murder, become obsolete. Jason Mao and Andy Biggs have taken the militant scripturalism of that same circle and introduced it into the halls of Congress. Tim Ballard has provided the public-facing hero narrative, utilizing the couple's ruse to create a private underground of exploitation while claiming the mandate of a rescue mission. Underpinning all of this is the financial power of Frank Vandersloot, whose media and legal strategies have created a protective barrier around these institutions by attacking the Post-Register and Mother Jones. Vandersloot ensured that the Scouts Honor investigation, which could have been a fatal blow to the institutional credibility of the club, was rebranded as a partisan attack. The December 2025 TPUSA Amerifest represents the final stage of this institutional capture. With Erica Kirk at the helm, the organization has fully pivoted to the Make Heaven Crowded mandate, providing a national platform for the accelerationalist goals of Mike Lee, Steve Bannon, and Glenn Beck. This inverted club now sits at the intersection of political power and religious extremism, using the language of protection to usher in a new world order that values prophetic translation over the rule of law and the safety of the children they claim to save. So the impact and the future outlook of this movement, the impact of this network is visible in the deepening vision and frequent violence in American politics, culminating in the Kirk assassination and the subsequent state-led reprisals. As the 2026 Make Heaven Crowded tour begins, the rhetoric of accelerationalism is likely to intensify. The deep church narrative popularized by Ballard and the war chapters to combat theology of Mao and Biggs provide a framework for followers to view any legal or institutional accountability as proof of a demonic conspiracy. In this environment, the inversion is complete. The predator is the protector, the murderer is the liberator, and the dismantling of the republic is the ushering in of Christ's kingdom. The inverted club continues to expand its reach, moving past the local dynamics of Eastern Idaho and into the foundational structures of the American government and the LDS faith. So here's, well, I need to fix them. I need to fix them. But I'm gonna give you guys this link. You're more than welcome to read it or whatever, and I'll put it where you can leave comments or something, and we can discuss it. Oh, I didn't copy it. Damn it! Copy the damn link. All right, and you're more than welcome to look at it. Take a gander. Let me know what you think. Let me know what needs to be changed or what is off. I don't know politics, but I'm having to. I'm having to. So it is what it is, man. There's no point in sugarcoating anything. It doesn't bring them back. But hopefully, getting down to the root source of things, we can finally start operating and making decisions based off of what we're really dealing with. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah, it infuriates me too. It does. Donnell Allen. I'm like, am I saying it wrong? Right? Pow. Bing bong. Anyways, that's one. And then actually, I have another one for Frank Vandersloot that we're not going to do today, but I'll schedule for it. And it's basically kind of his origins, like all about him. It goes more into Nate, like the creation of East Idaho News. I feel like there's something more there. After we left last night, and I didn't go look at that thing Donna told me to go look at, I passed out. I was sleepy, I guess, but I want to still. But I was thinking more about, Lauren's 20s. Where was she? What was she doing? Where was she working? Where's that gap? So I'm like debating on whether to buy a freaking copy of her freaking book. I know that Jay's read it, but I don't know. I kind of check out when other people are reading. Or you know what I mean? Like I process it more if I have to taste the words. And I want to look more into her Aunt Ruth, that relationship. And that had ties to Tucson, Arizona, as did David Hamblin's family. Like David Hamblin lived there as a, growing up or whatever with his dad, Robert Hamblin, and June Hamblin, those two. And Jody Hildebrandt, also from Tucson. There's something in Tucson besides, Nancy Guthrie being missing. Besides Nancy Guthrie, she's not there, right? Allegedly. I don't know. That's a crazy story, man. And I don't know. It's just fucking crazy. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know enough to speak to it. I know enough, but I just don't want to share it because it's wild. No. Good. Anything else though? Like, did it kind of hit anything for you guys? Did it resonate at all? Hey, Dee LaBelle. Yeah. Maybe she was in St. George making secrets. Oh no. So St. George has so many secrets. I'm gonna have to go clip that so I can remind us. It is scary. I think it is, but it's empowering too, to speak positively of something so horrible. Some of it resonated. Okay, let me know because I want to. Oh, I didn't share the link. Let me put it in the damn chat. Crush K. Oh, I did. I have the shittiest short-term memory, but long-term, I'm your girl for the most part. So I'm not okay. Well, let me know. I want to know. And that way, we can hash that out. I want it to be accurate. I do. Oh, you are? Okay, good. Hillary was your nickname at one time? Oh, no. When did all this happen, by the way? What? When did what happen? Did I miss something? 1999. What was 1999? Hillary? 1999, I was pregnant with my firstborn. Mormon? Yeah, they are. They are. I agree with that, Robbie. Oh my God. And I hate to be like that, but I mean, I've carefully considered this for a very long time. And some of these people are just freaking, they're not on the right side with me. And things like the way they think, being ripe with iniquity. I don't think so, man. I need to pull that together too. And have it where my computer will play while I'm streaming. Okay. That's ridiculous. I have plenty of space. I don't know why it's doing that. I hope it's YouTube and not me. But it's the Epstein case versus the rest of us working that now. Oh, and Donna says she should have been a detective. She alerted me that the name Vandersloot was found in the Epstein files. But it's just, it has to do with some kind of like campaign crap. It came up 2 times. I was like, no, my God, no. But it doesn't seem serious, but yes, they do. Their egos they don't fit in this world. The church does need to step up, but I think it's part of the plan. I really do. I want to think that, but I also just look at how they don't interact or intervene. They don't make a stance, and they just kind of roll with it, especially with the vaccines and everything. And I don't know, just the way they run things. And just like knowing Oaks was over the freaking trying to shock people or, over that program, shocking gay people, trying to make them straight. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking get it. Just don't. Oh my God. Don't do that to people. Period. End of story. That's abuse. In the worst way possible, and just screwing with those people, making them feel like they're inferior or something because they're gay. I don't know, I'm not gay, but I mean, just trying to put myself in those shoes, like, so you're telling me I'm not gonna go to heaven, your God, like your God tells you that. And so you're trying to change me for what? And then why do all these sex cults, why is there homosexuality? There's homosexual going on. I mean, I don't fucking get it. I don't understand it. His electroshock therapy to cure a person is torture. Absolutely. And just it reminds me of like Jody Hildebrandt just basically trying to fit inside of her belief system. And it's like conform, or it makes it, to me, it made her angry. It made her mean. It made her effed up. Gordon Bowen too. Gordon Bowen also trying to fit in that box. Look over here, not over there. Yeah. Jason always says that. He's like, the left hand doesn't let the right hand know what it's doing. And it sucks. I just want to be prepared. I just want to know how to work around the problem, like I actually want to know what the problem is. I want to know source. I want to get to source of the problem, because I think that's the only way we can truly acknowledge it, or us not. They'll never acknowledge it because they don't have a problem, right? We have the problem, but I want to identify it. I want to say that's the problem, and then we can work around that as to how to navigate our own world. we'll actually know the real red flags of things instead of just what we know now. You know what I mean? Like all these killers, these that make it high profile, they're like lone shooters, they're lone serial killers, they're isolated events, but that's not it at all. And in fact, look, that just reminded me to share that. Here's the link for a free PDF of the book Program to Kill by David McGowan. I wish I could copy it, but I can't. I mean, that's kind of bullshit. I'm going to move this one down to Donna too. Whenever you go to look for it, the section 107 of the Copyright Act, that way you don't have to go searching for it. I'm moving it down. So it'll be right there. Oh my God, it was way at the top. Okay. Oh yeah, and here's the link to that thing that we were showing the other day with Carl. What's his last name? Crusher. Carl Crusher. And we were showing, where they were saying that President Hinckley and them were having these like underage sex parties. Okay, that's the link right there to go watch the full documentary. I just found that too. And let me show that too. The stream is for research, educational, and investigative purposes only. We're listening to allegations. Oh, that was for Sasha Riley, but same. Okay. Same. I think that's it, y'all, for now. And I need to, I'll schedule for, to go into Vandersloot, like the background of Vandersloot and East Idaho News. I just find it very odd that, the same week that baby Dior Coons Jr. went missing is the same week that launched East Idaho News launched. And that was kind of East Idaho News way to get on the map, if you look at it that way. Same with Lauren Matthias. The Vallow Daybell case put her on the map. And anyways, I have more compelling information about that. So, all right, y'all. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Oh, wait, my daughter is married to a woman, both ex-Mormons. So glad yes. Yeah, oh my God, I'm sorry. Yes, so glad they escaped. I agree with that. Bing bong. Source is nasty old men and their damn egos, right? Oh my God, they're ginormous. Their heads should fall over. Hey, Hawkeye. I'm glad you're here, though. It was kind of boring today, but, it's what we have. It's what we got. They're boring people. We can't help it. Thank you. Thank you for Robbie posted it for everybody in the chat. That way you can just click on it instead of just having to look at it on your screen. But appreciate you guys. Thank you, Miss. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Miss Mojo. Oh yeah, thank you, Donna. Did not see that. Oh, computer fun start. Where's Glenn Beck when you need him, huh? I'm just kidding. I'm good. I don't want dirty money. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. You hear that, computer? You're on your way out, buddy. Man, thank you. And Humanimal Channel, crush a day in and day out. You are tireless for truth. Thank you so much. And that means a lot coming from you. It really does. I have a lot of respect for you. And you're kind of the same way, I think, take no shit approach, and I love that. Oh, thank you. Oh, don't use that link. Why? Is something wrong with it? I'll delete it if you need me to. Oh, thank you, Hawkeye. I think it says, Asa Cheryl, take care of you, Crusha. Second computer time girl. Yeah. Man, Just like, hold on, I'll refresh. Or let me I had to leave and restart my computer. It had to do a 7-minute update and it still didn't work. So it's not working. Okay. Huh. Let me go get that real quick. Let me pull it up. Right on top of that, Rose. Just kidding. That would be Adobe. Gotta log in real quick. Allow. I don't need more for my membership, for shit's sake. Damn. They're always trying to ring you in, you know? Oh my God. The damn pop-ups. All right, let me look for it real quick. Go to documents. Files, whatever. Files, documents, same thing. Dave McGowan. I have a couple of his documents or his PDFs. What the hell? You just said that they were there. But what the heck? It just, hold on. It's a conspiracy. 4 results. Okay. I have the Pedocracy by David McGowan, and I have David McGowan Program to Kill. Give me the damn link. Shouldn't have to open it to get a link. Adobe is cool, but then it's not cool. It's such a weird little entity all by itself, you know, if you want my opinion. All right, share and link settings. Let me make sure anyone with the link, and I have it where it says people can comment. Okay. And I need the copy of it. All right. Got it. Got it. Only took me 15 minutes. Okay, so it's in here. It's in there. All right. I mean, I just think it's a good read. I need to read it again because, you know, I've learned a lot since I first read it. And let me type this in. David. Oop. Oop. I need to go back to school. I would love to. Okay, let me copy that and then put it in there. Add banner. And this is the updated one, the one I just did. So it's working. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, for the PDF. I wish I had an Apple because my phone's an Apple. And so I have a PC, just regular, whatever. What is this? It is, I don't know. Where does it say it? It's Microsoft, you know. Microsoft. Intel Core. Something. X25. I don't know what it is. I can't see. It's dark in here. It's black. And so it's hard to see. I'm using Ubuntu right now. Oh, man. So yeah, because I have an Apple phone. And so it's like I use Google products, though. You know, I have a bunch of Google apps downloaded on my phone. And I just I have to run through the different things, you know. So I have a Microsoft account. I have Dropbox. I mean, I know it's different, but still, I have to Apple, you know, I pay for Apple iCloud. I pay for Dropbox. I pay for Adobe. I pay for Google. And what else? Microsoft. Whatever. I don't know. I might have repeated some. But I don't know what it would be like to use an Apple computer because, I mean, wouldn't that just probably be more convenient? It seems like they would just transfer much easier. or talk to, the devices would talk to each other so much better. Yeah, that used to stump me for a while. I was like, well, how do you know? How do you get that over here? You know? And like the app I use to edit my videos, they don't have a computer. I don't know. I need to check that again. It's been years since I've even looked into that. And it's nothing special that I use, but I actually like using Adobe. Oh my God, what's the name of it? Premiere, or what's the name of it? I don't know. One of their 80 million. Once you get used to a Mac, you never go back. Something like that. You left PC and never went back. And I mean, I have an Apple iPad. Jason told me, he's like, that's basically I'm a Mac computer. I mean, because it's pretty badass, but it's old. It's older. I just don't know how to do a live stream using it. I would love to use it as a secondary like camera. You can add like cameras in here. Let me take that down. Secondary slots and stuff, or an extra camera. Let me see. Let me. Oh, don't show me. I mean, take me down. Well, I don't want to be on camera. Why would it do that to me? I don't want Donna to see me. Damn. Let me stop sharing my screen. Anyways, I don't know. I need to mess around in here and see what I can do. Yeah, I've never done this, so not these kind of things, but I'm sure I've seen other people use StreamYard, and they're doing all kinds of different things with theirs. So I need to. I think I'm gonna look into this too. Till the next time we see each other, try setting up your iPad with your channel too, Crusher. I know yeah. You do streaming through your iPad? Where do you stream? You have a channel? You have channel? I want to be a subscriber. Let's go subscribe to Hawkeyes Loves Nature. I will do that. I mean, it's just not, I wouldn't do it to like be on camera though. I couldn't imagine it being any good with that. But Ski Utah, you can also remote into Windows using Windows Remote Desktop, which is good. Boy, you are just you know it. Twitch. Yeah, I have an account with Twitch because of Robbie actually, and I just never really went further with that. But that's cool. There's so many things to do. So much learning going on, especially if you're my age and you don't go to school for this shit. Check out how Melanie Little runs her channel. I think how she does it would be awesome for me. Okay, I'll look at it. I'm actually subscribed to her. Let's get me a Mac. Not a Christina Mac, but a Mac. I'm just picking. We love Christina Mac. I wonder if she's related to the iMac. Just kidding. You're an actual, I know I'm a YouTuber. I'm not a mom. I'm not a single mom or whatever the hell Lauren said. I'm gonna mess it up. And so, another thing I've been doing just to let off steam. I do nature and I share your stuff all the time. I have 154 people. I work full time, but I'll be doing more. Well, that's cool. Yeah, we'll go sub. Let's go sub up to Hawkeyes Loves Nature for sure. I love to be supportive. But I have been working, like I said, burning off steam, whatever you want to call it. I'll let you listen to a little bit of it. It's just like a mashup. Let me turn it up. Okay.
We're recording. Okay. Hello, subscribers. Hello, Patreons.
Anyway, I have a bunch of clips of her attacking her nose because I'm petty like that. And she does it a whole lot. There's lots of content there, if you know what I mean. So those are quiet. You're not going to be able to see those.
Have that I am a harasser.
Scratching her nose. Nose.
I always said, receipts and the inconvenient truths that would burn your false kingdom to the fucking ground. I always said, feed the dark. Don't let it talking about. That's what John and I have been talking about. She calls herself dark, which is a sign of a psychopath. I might have always the victim.
And so it's even harder to palate.
Her biting her lip. A bunch.
You're good, Grayson. Don't stress too much. You're totally fine.
Ran her nose again.
You're totally fine. You're totally fine.
That's what I'm saying. It's petty shit.
I apologized for hurting her feelings. So I'm going back to the declaration now.
Her nose.
And then
She's nosy.
It received over 33,000 views. So
33. Let me skip to the next one.
do you have? So let's
It makes no sense.
and then in the courthouse. I would have never thought she was recording. So signs everywhere saying do not record in the courthouse. I would have never thought she was recording. So see the dark. That's what totally been talking about. I'm in dark. That's what John and I. Which is a sign of psychopath, I might add. I don't know who she is. I don't know her intentions. I am feeling very threatened. I block her. This relationship, unfortunately, sadly, made a public post on TikTok. Bonded posted a TikTok with an audio that talks about being the keeper of receipts and the inconvenient truth that would burn your false kingdom to the fucking ground. Too far with this post? I received a threatening email.
It's just a bunch of that, but yeah. Anyways, and then
There's no stalking. No one will want to stalk that ugly bitch.
love it.
Telling me that I have, that I am a harasser. I mean, what are some? Do we help? Telling me that I
Oh my God, she's just impossible.
always the victim.
And so it's even harder to palate.
Yeah, in fact, that was going to be my next question. So you basically diagnosed two of the three as psychopaths. And again, Colby's doing this, not me.
Disclaimer out there.
Okay,
Dr. John.
they're clean.
Just putting it out there.
So before we go further, I just want to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Kay and Larry Woodcock. And also, Red Wine.
This
The
is
only time they
telling.
mentioned their son
This one is so telling. I'm so appreciative of What's the Obsession podcast or True Crime.
was when they also mentioned Kay and or Larry Woodcock in the same breath, in the same sentence, in the same story. Take a listen.
Within
Yeah.
seconds.
And Larry is here too, Kay says. Hello, Larry. I told Kay earlier today, tell a story, and we will get back to me. I was talking to Kay earlier today, and I left and I went and picked up my son Banks, and I was a little bit late. I told him, I said, I'm sorry, I was talking to Kay and Papa, and he said, did they say I was so cute? And I said, that's what they said, because you're Banks fans. So he loves you too, and he knows that he has a remote dinosaur for his birthday from them, and so anyways, thank you, Kay and Papa.
Right. I think there's a little bit of manipulation going on there
Mhm.
too, because as you and I know, Lauren, sometimes Banks he has a lot of energy. He wants to just.
It is hard to
he
hear.
wants to be a little aggressive.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, I just need to upload it, but I just keep making it longer and longer is what I do. So it's my fault. Anyways, it's just kind of a mashup of the clips from different creators that just help me process everything. Does anyone know where Lauren got that accent? I have known a lot of Utahns and never heard anyone say "Sue" the way Lauren does. I think it's just one of her hangups, but it could be accent. She's been everywhere, man. Thank y'all for letting me know that was hard to hear. All of it or just that? Because I didn't have it on my speaker going. Oh. Yeah, I need to upload it. I was adding the part about her with Larry outside the courthouse, getting a lawyer. She has we're looking for a lawyer. If people are looking for him on speed dial, looking on speed dial. We have him on speed dial. We're looking for him. And then here she is, admitting, her brother's a lawyer. She's got 4 lawyers, just very opportunistic in my opinion. I've got Jolene, Jay, Excited Utterance, and like Dripping Trash Bag. I have them too. PWR Network. I like this one.
If you put your top lip and connect it to your bottom lip, you will shut the fuck up. Sometimes shutting the fuck up is the best thing you can do.
I love that one. Anyways, all right. Let's go. Justice for Tyler, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Love always wins. You guys are proof. See you next time. Let me know what y'all.
Cause you're under pressure, under pressure. Pressure. You're cooked. Pressure. Like your shitty ass book. The pressure is real. The pressure is real. The pressure is real. Pressure. You're under the pressure. Drowning in the pressure. You're now under pressure. Pressure. Pressure's got you by the tongue and it's over now. You're under